home. So with distractions and, you know, animals or other people in the room, especially if they're your family, you're already sick of them. So just like really see if you can find an inward reflective place. And if closing your eyes doesn't feel comfortable, that's fine. You can just gaze softly at the floor below you. Bring your hands onto your knees. Allow for the crown of your head to lift up into the sky. Start to settle your sit bones down into the floor and ground yourself in fully. Maybe just start to notice what the breath feels like. Notice how it feels as you inhale, how it feels as you exhale. Just noticing the pace, the rhythm, cadence. Notice the temperature of your breath. Really start to develop a relationship here. Start to get to know your breath. And then maybe the breath starts to expand into a longer length as you inhale. And then maybe you match that length as you exhale. Continuing to find an equal space of breath here. And then once you find that breath, allow it to be the rhythm of your practice, the beat in which you flow, the cadence in which you move. With the breath in the background, start to notice the thoughts of your mind. Notice if they're active or passive. Notice if they're loud or soft. There's no need to judge these thoughts. There's no need to wonder where they're coming from or why they're happening. The brain is a very tricky little computer. When it tries to convince you of things that may or may not be true, most of the time not. So just notice the thoughts and watch them. Maybe they're floating away in the wind outside. Maybe your breath takes them wherever you go. And from here, once our thoughts are noticed, maybe they begin to be quiet. They're never going to go completely away, but maybe they start to soften. And if that doesn't happen automatically, use the breath. Bring the breath from the background and into the foreground. Allow it to be the loudest part of your practice. With that breath planted, with your mind slowly maybe becoming trained and pulling away from the pattern of thought, we'll set an intention for our practice today. It can be whatever you want it to be. It can feel selfish or not. It doesn't have to be anything. If you need something, allow it to be for you. This is your time to fill up. So take the next 60 minutes to set this intention for yourself. It can stay with you on your mat. It can come with you when you're done. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It can be something as simple as breathe. Whatever that intention is, allow it to become a part of your practice. Maybe place it in your heart center or in your belly. Imagine that it's energetically sitting there. So that every time you breathe, every time your heart beats, you can remember to come back to this intention and your breath. Step away from the chatter inside of your head. and come back to the intention. As you take your next breath, we're going to inhale and lift your arms up above your head. Reach your fingers tall, nice and tall. Set your sit bones into the earth. Reach your hands high as your hips anchor toward the floor. Create space, stretching in opposite directions. And then as you exhale, begin to hinge at your waist. Start to tuck your navel in towards your spine. Fold in front of you. Maybe reach your palms and maybe touch your hands down to the floor. Go as deep as your body goes. Might not go as deep as you're used to if it's been a while since you've been on your mat, or if you've been more sedentary, or maybe you've been reading the cookie jar a little more than you usually do. All is normal and fine. As you inhale, lift your palms up above your head, reach them tall. Lift, lift, lift. Keep a nice lift in the armpit as your fingers reach and open, expand. Exhale again, hinge at the waist, fold forward. Let the palms press. Inhale, lift the arms back up overhead, reach tall. Again, lift, lift, lift. Reach with those fingers. One more time, hinge at the waist, fold down forward. Inhale, lift the fingers up above your head, reach them nice and tall. As you exhale, plant your hands behind you so that your fingers face towards your toes. Plant your heels, the heels of your hands into the earth. Inhale, lift your head, lift and open your heart. Roll your shoulders toward each other. Let your head sink back behind you. As you inhale, come back up. Reach your fingers up above your head, nice and tall. Exhale, bring the hands back. Fingers facing toward your toes. Inhale, lift your gaze. Press your belly forward, create a little arch in your spine. Inhale, lift back up, reach your hands up above your head again. Exhale, float the hands one more time, back behind you. Flip your fingers to face your toes, lift your gaze. Maybe there's a little deeper stretch here in the shoulders. As you take your next breath, release out. Sweep your fingers up to the sky, nice and tall. Exhale, circle and float your palms down to the side. On the next breath, right hand comes behind, left hand comes across. Lift your gaze, twist softly to the right. As you inhale, lift both arms up above your head, reach again tall. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. Inhale, lift the arms up, and we're going to create a little flow, a little movement here. So we're going to drop over to the right. Inhale, lifts the arms up to the sky. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale down, and continue this movement on your own pace. Flow with your breath. Use your own rhythm and cadence. It doesn't have to match anyone else in the room or me. After you finish on the left side, inhale, lift both arms up to the sky. Exhale, float your palms down to your sides, and we're gonna switch legs in front. So if your right leg's in the front, move your left foot to the front, and or opposite, wherever you are. All right, as you take your next breath, inhale, lift both arms up again above your head. Exhale, this time, right hand plants into the mat. Reach over with the left. Inhale, lift both arms up to the sky. Exhale, left hand plants, reach over. Inhale, lift both arms up, and then we'll continue this flow here. So inhale, exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Moving with your breath. We're creating heat in the belly and the body. We're in this time of transition, spring. The earth is waking up, so allow your body to wake from that winter slumber by creating space of heat and movement. One more round through on your own cadence of breath. You land on your left side. Inhale, lift back up, come back to center. Exhale, float your palms down to the sides. And we're gonna send our legs out long in front of us. We're gonna kind of shake them and stretch them. I know my hip flexors are feeling a little tight right now, so let's stretch them out a bit. So we're gonna send the left leg long, bring the right foot into the thigh. And then as you inhale, you're gonna lift your heart to face towards your left toes, lift your head. And then as you exhale, hinge down, fold forward, pause facing your knee. Inhale, come back up into center. On the exhale, you're gonna take your right hand, plant it behind your right hip. Inhale, you're gonna lift your hips up, lift your palm up to the sky. Your left foot stays planted. As you exhale, come back down, and we'll switch sides. So right leg goes on, left foot comes in. As you take your next breath, we're gonna send the heart toward the right leg. And then as you exhale, hinge at the waist and fold. It should feel nice on the back of your hip and on your legs. Hamstrings should feel good. As you inhale, lift yourself back up. Reach your arms up above your head. Exhale, plant the left hand behind. Inhale, sweep, lift the hips, open the heart. As you exhale, bring yourself back down. And then from here, you can tuck your knees in, and we're gonna come into our table. So my mat might be facing a different direction than yours, just so that you can see what I'm doing here. So we're facing the short edge of the mat, palms press into the earth. We're gonna align our bones, stack them with gravity. We come to our table. As you inhale, we're gonna move through cat and cow here. So you're gonna drop your belly, lift your eyes, gaze up, open your heart to the sky. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, lift your head, lift your gaze. Exhale, chin to chest. And you're gonna continue this movement on your breath pattern. So nice and steady. Focus your breath. Maybe your lips are sealed here, so you're breathing in and out of your nose. As you move through your last round, we'll come back into neutral spine. So last time your spine is rounded, come back to neutral. Inhale here. Exhale here. Keep your balance. Just make sure you check behind you that there's nothing in your way and nothing in the front of you. Inhale, we're going to lift the left or right leg, reach it long behind you, excuse me. So you want your toes to face down, your heel to face up to the sky. And then as you inhale, you're going to reach the opposite hand in front of you. So you're creating an opposing force here. So we're reaching out with both the foot and the hand, feeling the balance in the belly. As you exhale, we're going to bring our knee to our nose and round the spine. Inhale, open out. Exhale, knee to nose. If this is tough on your wrist, you can always come to a fist, or you can grab a block or a book to hold onto. That'll help to take the weight out of your wrists. Exhale, bring your knee to your elbow, to your nose. Inhale, open out. Exhale, elbow in, knee in. Inhale, open out one more time. Exhale in one more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring the left hand down, bring the right knee down. Rock back and forth. Now we're going to sit back down onto our heels. Come onto your knees a little here. So you're going to bring your hands out in front of you. I'll change my orientation so you can see. This is a wrist release here. So we're going to just really, it's going to be quick, but it starts, this is the slow version of it. So we're going to create a fist and then open out. Fist, open out. And you want to do it as fast as you can. It's almost like you're trying to flick water off your hands. You've been washing your hands lately a lot, so I can imagine, you can imagine, maybe, this might be what it feels like. This is helping to release those wrists. All right, as you're ready, you can shake out whatever you need to shake, and then we'll come back to neutral on our table. So plant the palms into the earth. Allow your shoulders and everything to, all your bones to stack, shoulders over elbows, elbows over wrists, hips over knees. On the inhale, we're going to release the left leg long behind you. Toes point down, heel points up. Start to begin to cultivate your balance in your belly here. And then as you take your next breath, maybe reach out the opposite hand. Reach it long and away from your heart, pulling in opposite directions. As you exhale, bring your elbow into your knee, round your spine. Inhale, open out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, open out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, open. One more time, elbow to knee. Inhale, open one more time. Exhale, bring the hand down. Bring the knee down. Rock and sway back and forth. We'll come back onto our knees. We'll do our wrist release again. And then as you take your next breath, shake out anything you need to shake. Plant your palms back into the mat. Come back into a neutral table. And then from neutral table, we'll curl the toes under. Press your hips back towards your heels. Press the weight into your fingertips. Make little claws onto the mat with the tips of your fingers. And then as you inhale, lift your hips up to the sky. Find your way to downward facing dog, and whatever way your down dog looks like today. Maybe your down dog still looks like table, and that's okay too. Allow your elbow creases to face toward the front of the mat. Let your shoulders roll into the sockets. Maybe your hips and your heels start to pedal. Start to wake up those hip rotators, IT band. Doesn't matter what time of day you're doing this. We're all doing this now around 10 o'clock. But no matter when, Your hips might be feeling a little tight, a little stressed out, a little tense. This might feel good for that. As you take your next breath, we're going to take your right foot and step it forward to the top of the mat. Use whatever means necessary to get it there. You can always drop your left knee down to bring it up. And then as you inhale, we're going to either walk your hand up your leg or lift your arms to the sky, rising into a lunge. As you exhale, begin to reach forward. Press your hips back as your fingers reach toward the front. Keep your front knee bent. Plant your left hand into the earth. Whatever your earth looks like, maybe there's a book here or a block or a blanket or something, or maybe your hand is touching the floor. As you inhale, lift your right hand up to the sky. Another great stretch for that IT band here for the back of the hip. As you exhale, unwind this twist, frame out the front foot, bend your right knee, step your left foot forward, match the feet. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep and lift your fingers up to the sky. Reach them nice and tall. Exhale, float your arms down to the sides. Roll your shoulders up, back, down, and away from your ears. Cultivate all the energy in your belly. Bring it all together towards your navel center. Engage your core muscles. As you inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at your waist, fold forward. Inhale, look up and out halfway. Exhale, fold down. Plant your palms into the mat. Step back into a plank pose. Now your plank can have your knees dropped. You can be in table, or you can be in a full long plank, depending on your body today. And then as you exhale, you're going to lower down, either knees, chest, and chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana, or a full low plank. Inhale, lift your head and heart for Cobra. Exhale, curl your toes, lift your hips for Downward Facing Dog. As you take your next breath, we're going to step just the left foot forward to the top of the mat. Keep the right foot pressed into the earth, heel lifted. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Nice lunge here. Keep your thighs active as you exhale. Hinge at the waist. Reach forward. Plant your right hand into the mat. Inhale, sweep your left hand up to the sky. As you exhale, unwind your twist. Take your right foot, step it up to meet your left. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold down forward. Inhale, lift your arms up above your head. Sweep them nice and tall. Exhale, bring your arms down to your sides. As you take your next breath, we're going to flow through full sun salutation A. When you're ready, inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold down, plant your hands, step back into a plank. Again, drop your knees if you need to, or stay lifted, lower down. Inhale, lift your head and your heart. Exhale, curl your toes under, lift your hips, Downward Facing Dog. We'll pause here for 5 breaths. Come back to your intention and come back to your breath. As you take your next breath, you can walk, step, float, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and sweep your arms up into the sky. Exhale, bring your arms down to your sides. We'll do that one more time, the whole sun salutation A. Inhale, lift your arms up above your head. Exhale, hinge at the waist and fold. Inhale, look up and out halfway. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step back into a plank, drop your knees if you need to, lower down. Inhale, lift your head and your heart. Exhale, curl your toes under, lift your hips, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. As you take your next breath, walk, step, float, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your arms up above your head, reach tall. Exhale, bring your arms down to your sides, roll your shoulders up, back, and away from your ears. As you take your next breath, we're gonna bring our feet as wide as the mat. You're gonna bring your heels on and toes off. I'm gonna slide back a little. As you take your next breath, inhale, lift your heart up and open, drop your hips toward the floor as you bend your knees. Make room, maybe sway and get yourself all dropped in as we come into our nice low squat here. Bring your hands at your heart. And breathe. Nice deep hip opener here. Maybe even pressing your elbows into your knees or your thighs and getting that depth there. Just breathe. As you inhale, press your fingers into the mat in front of you. Start to lift your hips up to the sky. So now we're going to bring our toes to face toward the front of the mat. You're going to heel toe your feet in. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold down forward. Plant your hands into the mat. We're going to step the left foot back, anchor it down at 90 degrees. So it's parallel with the back of the mat. And then using your left hand, inhale, rise up into warrior 2. Send your arms long, palms face down toward the floor. Bend your right knee. Feel the head line up with your sacrum so that your spine is long and tall. As you take your next breath, we're going to flow here with a little reverse warrior, radiant warrior. We're going to inhale, flip your front palm, and then flip your back palm so that it faces toward the back of your body. And then as you inhale, you're going to sweep this left hand behind as the right hand lifts up. Exhale, you're going to bring this left arm up as the right hand comes down. Inhale, you're going to flip this. So this is going to be our flow. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. You should have a nice tight core engagement here to keep yourself balanced. And then as you take your next exhale, bring your forearm down to your knee. Take your left hand up to the sky. Now we're going to take this left hand and we're going to sweep it back behind us again. We're going to sweep it back so that the back of our hand touches the small of your back or the middle of your back. But you want to keep your shoulders rolled open and stacked on top of each other. If it's in your practice and you want to bind here, you can reach through, maybe grab your fingers. Now I'm going to switch myself around so you can see me here. So as you take your next breath, we're going to inhale, rise back up. We're going to reverse this warrior. And then we're going to come down so that we're back in warrior 2. But we're gonna switch our orientation so that we straighten the front leg. We're gonna swivel, and then we're gonna come down, a low squat, but our left leg or our right leg is long, and then our toes lift. Now your hands might want to stay at the floor, or your palms can maybe come to your heart. Breathe. As you inhale, press your hands in for balance. Lift yourself back up. Walk yourself back to the front of the mat. Plant your palms in. Step back into a plank. And you can drop your knees if you need to, or stay lifted and flow through. As you make your way to downward facing dog, take a moment and breathe. Realign with your intention. Take your breath. And then as you're ready, walk, step, float, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Exhale, arms down to your sides, and we're gonna again come into our low squat. So allow your feet to open out, heels on, toes off. As you exhale, drop yourself down toward the earth. Bring your hands to your heart. Try to keep your heels on the floor, and if that doesn't happen and they stay lifted, you can always bring a blanket or something to prop so that your heels feel grounded. You want to create that grounding sensation here. As you inhale, press your palms in, lift your hips up, heel toe your feet back to center. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold down forward, and then plant your hands. We're gonna step the right foot back this time. I'm gonna switch my orientation here. And then as you inhale, plant your right foot down at 90 degrees, rise up into warrior two. So let your arms reach and expand long away from your heart center. So same flow here as we did on the other side. So we're gonna flip this palm to face back, flip this palm to face up. As you take your next breath, sweep behind, lift the fingers to the sky. Exhale, forearm comes down, right hand comes up. And then move through on your breath. Inhale up, exhale down, up and down. Continuous movement here with your breath, creating synchronicity and synergy in the body. As you take your next breath, we're going to bring that forearm down to the knee. You can keep that right hand up, or you can sweep it and bring it behind your back. And again, if you have a bind here or whatever your fullest expression of this posture is, please go right ahead and go there. Keep your shoulders lined up and stacked. As you take your next breath, inhale, rise back up, flip your front palm and reverse. Exhale, come through warrior two. Now we're gonna rotate again. So we're gonna lift up the left toes, swivel. You're gonna drop your hips down, come into a low lunge. But your left leg is reaching long, toes face towards your shoulder, palms either together or touching down to the floor. Roll your shoulders open. You got this. This is not an easy pose. Just breathe with it wherever you are. No need to be perfect, just effort. As you take your next breath, press your palms back in. We're gonna walk ourselves all the way to the front of the mat. Press your hands to frame out your front foot. Step back and take a flow or go directly to down dog. From downward facing dog, we're gonna walk, step, float, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky. And then exhale down to your side, shake out anything that needs shaking. And then we're gonna, I'm moving, this is my drum behind me, and every time I shake it, like rattles. So it's like a little, I don't know. All right, so time for our balancing pose here. So you can stay at the short edge of your mat. I'm coming here so you can see me. So we're going to move into, okay, so there's two options for this pose, okay? So if you're on a carpet, just be mindful that you might not be as balanced as you ordinarily think you should be. Carpet isn't always the best way to find balance because of the fact that it's not a steady, strong floor below you. So do your best. If you feel yourself falling, that's okay. All right, so we're gonna bring our left knee up. Now you can do two versions of this. So there's the knee version where we start here and then we're gonna open out and then we're gonna come back to center. But if you feel like you have it in your body and you wanna try, index finger and middle finger, or peace fingers, come to in between your big toe and your second toe. And then we send that long in front of us. This takes a lot of core engagement. So draw your belly in toward your back, lift your spine. You're gonna pause here. And if you have the room next to you, we're gonna open out. So you guys ready? You can do whichever version you wanna do. The big toe hold or the knee hold. So we'll be in each part of the posture for 3 breaths, and then we'll come back to center. All right, so wherever you're gonna start, I'm gonna do the knee because I don't think I can hold it on this carpet and with the crazy head balance and how everything is. So we're gonna plant the standing leg on the floor. You can bring your knee up or your foot up. Bring your hand to your knee or in between your toes. Keep your belly lifted. Your hand can come to your hip for balance. If you're feeling like, I got this, maybe even lift your arm up to the sky. 2, 3, and then on the third breath, we're gonna open out. So this is gonna really be an intense feeling in your butt muscles, your glutes. 3, and then as you take your next breath, come back to center. 2, 3, and then as you take your next breath, exhale, let it go. Shake out that standing leg. Anything that got stuck there, let it out. All right, as you take your next breath here, we're gonna move to the other side. So just get yourself ready, all right? So either knee or a foot, whichever you feel more comfortable with. Plant that standing foot into the mat. Inhale, bring the knee up or the leg. Bring the hand to the hip or up to the sky. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, open out. It's sometimes helpful to have a wall near you. 2, 3. Inhale back to center. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, drop that leg down. Shake it out. Let it go. All right, cool. So since we're standing, we're going to do 3 minutes of, it's called dog breath, and it's a breath that is really good for your immune system. So you're gonna, I'm just gonna slide this out of the way a little bit. So you're going to stick out your tongue and pant like a dog. So what this is doing is building oxygen in your body, and that hyperoxygenation helps to keep your immune system moving. It also helps with your nervous system, because your nervous system and your immune system work together. So during this time, we're trying to keep our immune system really, really high, so at its peak optimal performance. So we're going to do this for 3 minutes. Now 3 minutes might seem like an eternity. So if you at any point you get lightheaded, you feel uncomfortable, anything other than, you might get a little warm, but if anything feels like, no, I shouldn't do it, go with your gut and stop, come back to long deep breaths. You can come back to the practice if you want, or just sit it out. All right, so we're going to give ourselves 3 minutes. So take some deep breaths here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale, stick out your tongue, pant like a dog. Keep going. Your throat might become dry. You might feel a little uncomfortable. There's like an odd taste that begins to happen. Just keep going. Step away from the thoughts of the mind. Keep breathing. Keep going. You can do it. You can do this just a few more minutes. Halfway through. Excuse me. One more minute. One more minute. And if you're still with me, keep going. You can do it. Thirty seconds. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath just for a second. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Exhale. As you take your next breath, you can take one last flow to move down to the mat, or you can come and sit, or however you feel like you'd like to be. And then from seated, we're going to drop down onto our back. So allow yourself to enter down to the floor, however graceful you need your transition to be. As you lie on your back here, we're going to bring our knees up to our chest. Let yourself rock and roll from side to side. Massage your spine into the earth, or your earth into the spine, whatever works for you. As you take your next breath, we're going to send our legs out long toward the short edge of our mat. And then just to do a quick little core flow here, a little movement of our body to strengthen our hip flexors, strengthen our core center. You're gonna bring your hands down to your sides. As you inhale, you're gonna lift your right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, you're gonna point your toes and let your foot settle down to the floor. Inhale, lift your leg, point your toes. Exhale, bring your foot down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Try not to let your foot or your heel touch the floor. Try to keep it at a hover. Exhale, lower down. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, lower down. You can drop the heel to the floor. We'll move to the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, let it fall down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, float down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Two more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Drop the foot down. Inhale, lift both legs. Exhale, lower down. Hover the heels. Inhale, lift both legs. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift both legs. Exhale, lower down. Two more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Straighten and stretch. Stretch your toes. Stretch your arms above your head. Reach tall. Stretch, stretch, stretch like you just woke up in the morning. And then as you exhale, bring your knees back into your chest. Again, rock back and forth. On your next breath, allow for your knees to settle toward the left side of your mat. Stack them on top of each other. Let your heart anchor down to the floor. Your arms can come out to the sides, maybe. Maybe if you have enough space. And we'll just breathe here for a few breaths. Inhale, bring your knees back into center. And then as you exhale, allow for your knees to settle to the opposite side. Over to the right, stack them on top of each other. Inhale, come back into center. Exhale, rock your knees back and forth again. Massaging your spine again. And then as you inhale, we'll bring our legs up into the air. So you can bring your hands underneath of your back and create a diamond shape with your palms, or you can bring a block or a blanket or something else underneath of your low back. Or if you have it in your practice and you want to move into shoulder stand, go right ahead and do so. As you take your next breath, we're going to press into the forearms and lift the legs above the hips. Allow them to stack there, stacking the ankles over knees, knees over hips. Let your feet face the sky. As you exhale, begin to bring your knees back into your chest. And then as you take your next breath, send your legs long. Bring your arms down to the sides. Maybe your eyes close as your gaze lifts up to the sky. And just allow yourself to rest. Come down into Shavasana, where you can feel your practice install. When we move through our practice, it's like a download of a new operating system, and Shavasana is the installation of that download. So allow yourself to rest here. Allow your breath to begin to draw deeper. Let your fingers and toes start to wiggle and spark with light. Allow your wrists and ankles to start to roll. Begin to bend your knees and your elbows. Make whatever movements with your body feel good. Wake yourself back up and bring you back into this space. As you're ready, roll over onto your right side. We roll to the right to represent the sun rising in the sky as a new day. When you come to your mat, it gives you a chance to peel away parts of yourself that you no longer need. And this rising represents your rebirth, your renewal, just like the trees. gaining their leads back again. As you take your next breath, begin to press yourself up back to your comfortable seat. We'll bring our hands into heart center. When we take our yoga, our asana, our practice from the mat and into our everyday life, we can carry consciousness and compassion for ourselves and others everywhere we go, even if that means we only stay home. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in your practice today. And it's with all the light in me that I see and honor all the light in all of you. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. I'm gonna put your sound back on so I can hear you.